trying to keep it together is like the hardest part.
She can barely hold back the tears just thinking about her.
I hate looking at these pictures sometimes.
And putting an image to the name makes it more difficult.
I think it would be the same as if I lost my child. That would probably be the only thing I could compare it to.
It's been 6 weeks since Sarah Bruce's Siberian Husky, Stella, went missing.
It was like warnings everywhere. Never put your Husky off of a leash. Like always have a leash on your Husky, especially in the wilderness like this. And then we're like, oh, whatever. And then this is where it kind of took me.
After a few days of searching Saanach's Mount Work Park, where Stella was last spotted, Sarah was approached by FLED.
FLED stands for Finding Lost and Escaped Dogs. Okay, so the next step is that you're going to refresh those posters.
With the help of Abby the tracking dog, Jill Oakley and her husband Gary have been helping people reconnect with their lost pups for years. In January, they decided to expand their efforts into FLED. Step 1 is calming the owner down.
A dog becomes very, very resilient and they find it, the bush is totally different for a dog than it is for us. And they survive very well.
Once a dog's been missing for 24 hours, FLED puts the notice out to all of their volunteers. They have a network of about 80 volunteers across the island. There's searchers, which are people that go out and scout all of the trails. And then there's sighters who stand at the ends of the trails and also put up posters.
The volunteers are critical. Without volunteers, there would be no FLED.
But it's more than just posters. When a dog's been spotted, FLED will set up a feeding station.
A feeding station in the area the dog is missing from will lure that dog in, and it'll give it the food and it'll keep it in that area. So this is the trap, totally humane.
Next, they'll put out a trap, but only when the dog is comfortable, because if the trap doesn't catch the dog completely, it may be spooked and not come back.
The owner thinks that the dog is going to just come when they call, and that doesn't happen. The dog gets into a real, almost a semi-feral mode where they are surviving, and so that's why it's safer for us to trap them than it is for us to try to collect them.
Jill recommends always having a collar and tags on your dog, getting your pet microchipped or tattooed, and being careful with where you let your dog off leash. After all, it's that last point that caused Stella to disappear.
Last week, after like putting posters up and everything, today I came out and they're all gone again. Every single poster, like all these posters, and that's happened twice now. It really makes me suspect that someone has picked her up and now has a new pet. I don't think she's on the main line though. No. I think she's...
No,
But this team is hopeful that the more people looking out for Stella will eventually bring this husky home. In Saanich, I'm Jen Muranetz.